Yes, I know it's early, but it's been quite the morning, so don't judge. We had our big showdown today at the book club. My book club, I should add, because I'm the one who set it up. Oh, I thought it would be lovely. Gather together a group of women once a fortnight, discuss a particular book, enjoy some nice food, have a good old chat, sociable. I was reaching out to women who were feeling a little isolated, so this was a way of getting them out of the house. A number of them had been bereaved, you see. It was meant to be relaxing. I was trying to help them. And then Charlene arrived. She was different. That much was obvious. Younger, much younger. And with a nose ring, if you please. Now, I don't judge people. Live and let live is my motto. But it looked like it had been done on the cheap. I was worried her nose would go septic. At the first meeting, she introduced herself. My name is Charlene, and my pronouns are she, her. I looked at Karen Shawcross, and I could see she was confused. Pronouns. This was new. Next thing it'd be vegan biscuits. I sensed trouble ahead. What I couldn't understand was why this young woman wanted to spend her time with a group of older ladies. Most of us had at least 30 years on her. Anyway, Charlene kept coming to meetings, and she was very forthright in her views, which were what some would call progressive, and others annoying. But as I say, live and let live. A few meetings passed, and she asked if she could nominate a book. Well, I run a tight ship. It's what the ladies like about me. Charlene, we have a very strict nominating procedure. You have to formally submit an email to me. I will read an online synopsis of the book, and if I think it's suitable, I live a little, Deborah. You don't need to follow rules all your life. This was Charlene. She had no time for my carefully considered ways of doing things. Oh no, she knew better. Or so she thought. And I wanted to say, and I suppose we can just switch off all the traffic lights if we're no longer following any rules. See where that gets us. But I didn't. I remained dignified as I had the integrity of the group itself to consider. So which book would you like to nominate, Charlene? She had it in her bag. Fingersmith by Sarah Walters. I had heard of it, of course, but I'd never felt the urge to read it. Listen, everyone knows I'm not prejudiced. There were 2 boys down the road who got married last year, and I shoved a card through their letterbox. They have a Bichon Frise, and they're very careful about cleaning up its mess. I'll say that for them. Live and let live. But now, there was a standoff. I didn't like the way that this Charlene had come along and upset my carefully stacked apple cart. If I gave in to this, what then? Anarchy. Oh, you can scoff, but riots don't just start of their own accord. There's always something apparently innocuous that's in the background, and if you don't nip it in the bud immediately, bang, the streets are aflame. The problem was, I could see the other ladies were excited by this new turn of events. Charlene was leading a revolution. Karen Shawcross said, "Oh, yes, Deborah, this book sounds marvellous." And it was like a brief flurry of snow had started an avalanche, everybody chiming in and agreeing. Okay, I said. We'll read the book. Why not? We'll read the book. Well, I'm as broad-minded as they come. But this was filth. I'm sorry, but it was. I shan't stoop to listing all the sexual practices described in this so-called novel, but the previous fortnight we read a Barbara Taylor Bradford, so this was quite a contrast. Charlene was in her element, of course. I caught her several times glancing over at me as she talked about the highly charged eroticism and sapphic splendour of this grubby publication. She was trying to embarrass me. Well, Deborah Baines doesn't get embarrassed easily. So, I turned to the group and I said, I'm thinking that this might be my last meeting. Karen Shawcross had a custard cream just ready to pop into her mouth, but she was paralysed in shock. She just held it there to her lips in suspended motion. I just don't like the direction it's gone in. Maybe it's time for younger blood. I eyeballed Charlene. This was a challenge. If you want the club, you'll have to step up. It's no good sitting on the sidelines sneering. There comes a time when you have to lead. Do you have what it takes? The gauntlet was laid down. This was 3 hours ago. Things didn't work out quite the way I'd been expecting. Charlene was about Lucy's age when Lucy, my daughter, she'd gone off to Thailand for her gap year. I said to her, oh, you won't like it out there, it's so hot. It's all I had. It's all I could think of. It's hot out there. Because I didn't want her to go. And I didn't know Thailand. I didn't know if she'd be safe. And she wasn't. She'd always been such a strong swimmer. She swam for the county as a junior. But I suppose it's different in the open water. She got caught in the rip current. You see, you can mock rules and keeping order all you like, but what happens if you don't follow them? I tried to explain this to the ladies, but I could feel myself breaking down, and then it all came out. I'd never told them about Lucy. I'd never allowed myself the time to say the things I needed to say. I just followed the rules, got on with it. And now here I was, a complete mess. After I was done, Charlene came over and she laid her hand on my shoulder. I lost my mum, she said. Cancer. I was 12. I just put my hand on her hand. I didn't care then about her nose ring or her taste in novels. Never judge a book by its... So, this was the big showdown. It was decided that from now on, Charlene and I would run the club together. She's coming round this evening to discuss it. I'm cooking a lasagna. I'm thinking as well of getting my nose pierced. Well, why not? To live and let live, you have to actually live in the first place.